Hello, partner. Hello, Cookie.
What's up, guys? I'm Alex.
I'm Jason. We're the Table Monkeys, and today we are going to continue to talk about progressive overload during COVID training.
Yep, we are still locked down. It is January 1st, 2021.
Yeah. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Still locked down in Toronto.
Yeah.
But anyway, hopefully that changes, and until it doesn't, we're going to continue to talk about how you train with a couple bands and a little bit of weight and no gym.
Yeah. We got an interesting question about whether you can get just as strong using light weights.
Or if you always have to use heavier weights.
Yeah.
And
it's a little complicated.
But the simple answer is no.
Not really.
So we're going to explain why and explain what you can do if you don't have heavy weights to still try to improve your strength, especially for arm wrestling.
Yeah, I'm going to go over that over one of my park workouts.
Yeah, because all we got is a park, no gyms. If you got a gym, love it, respect it. You can still do this stuff in a gym, so it applies no matter what.
Yep.
But COVID training 2021. Here we go.
Alright guys, so in this workout, I'm using a pyramid scheme for each exercise here, which is great for power building because you combine both strength and hypertrophy into one workout. So I'm going to be waving up in intensity as I wave down in reps.
Yeah, and again, the main question was how do you get stronger with lighter weights? And we said the basic answer is no. So we want to expand on that. And the first thing we're going to do is explain what's light, heavy, and medium.
Yep.
So lighter weights are going to be, and this is all in relevance to your 1 rep max. So again, let's say your 1 rep max for a pronation curl like this is 100 pounds. 40 to 60%, 40 to 60 pounds is going to be working endurance mainly, which is going to be how long can you maintain your maximum force output, right?
Yeah, and then we get to like 60 to 75%, and that's mainly going to be working your hypertrophy.
Hypertrophy. So again, if it was 100 pounds is your max, 60 to 75 pounds of weight for a certain exercise is going to build the size of the muscle, not necessarily strengthen it and not necessarily build endurance, but it's going to build the size of the muscle.
Right.
And then after 75% is where you start to work strength. And what strength is, as we've talked about in many other videos, especially our earlier ones, strength is force output.
Right.
How much force can you output? And then things like endurance or power are expressions of force output.
Yeah.
So as we said earlier, endurance, how long, right? And then power,
how quickly you can get there.
How quickly you can get there.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So if you don't have heavy weights, it's very hard to express maximal force output.
Exactly. There's actually without heavy weights, the only way you can do it is isometrics, which is what Alex is doing here. So in this pyramid scheme, we worked up in the bands a little bit, and we tried to only use one band for the workout so that it was as if we had the least amount of weight as possible. Let's say you only had two 25-pound dumbbells. You might go 25-pound dumbbells to one arm, put them together, 50 pounds to one arm, and then have to pull on something like this that doesn't move.
Yeah, the ultimate isometric.
Yeah, the ultimate force.
Right.
A force that doesn't move, right? So you output as much force as you can for an extended period of time. Now, more than 10 to 15 seconds you're not going to be able to maintain a high enough force output for it to be really working strength again.
You got to think about how long an arm wrestling match would last.
Yeah, exactly.
They do not last more than 10 seconds most of the time.
Yeah. So again, this is a 10-second hold. So this is going to be probably around, your force output was probably, if we were to measure it, somewhere in the 80% range. You know?
Yeah.
And if you were to do a 3-second hold, you would just fire into it as hard as you can and with as much output as you could for a 3 count and be done with it, and it would be painful as hell.
Yeah.
Which, like here, that's why you have to let off slow, right?
Exactly. That release pain is rough.
And one thing to note about isometrics, which is why in this pyramid scheme you made sure to do a lot of full range, is an isometric is only going to work the angle that you're holding.
Yeah.
It may be a few percentage one direction and the other, but for the most part it's that angle and that angle alone, which can be great for arm wrestling.
Exactly. I mean, you want to get strong in certain positions in arm wrestling, so training that is perfect, but it's not going to make you stronger in the full range of motion.
No. So again, training the full range of motion around training isometrics is a great way, again, with this power building idea, to combine both the hypertrophy and the strength training. So you're activating the muscles in the first on your way up the pyramid, then you're giving them a full force output, which is, you know, just firing everything.
Yeah.
And then we do these back off sets. And this time we decided to do eccentrics for the back offs, just because they're a great way to burn out the muscle.
Yeah, and they get a great pump. Yeah. And it's also another aspect of arm wrestling training that is not talked about. How giving things away slowly is actually a great skill to have.
Yeah, and that's what eccentrics will teach you in arm wrestling if you do them properly. One of the ways that people train them incorrectly is they just train them too heavy, and they actually do like a negative, or they do like an uncontrolled eccentric or isometric. That's what I'm trying to say.
And that can just cause tons of muscle damage.
Being ripped open by the weight is not an eccentric. Controlling the weight on the way down is an eccentric, and that's how it relates to the arm wrestling table, where you would like give away your pronation to lay in a defensive hook.
All right, so to summarize, strength is about maximal force output. So if you don't have heavy weights, you're gonna have to get a little creative with how you train. So try these isometrics out. They're gonna be great for training your maximal strength output.
Yeah, and just remember, guys, that they don't work a full range of motion, so it's good to combine the isometrics with other types of movements like these eccentrics or controlled full range of motion reps. So check out some of our earlier videos to understand more about this strength, power, endurance, hypertrophy, all this crazy stuff that we're talking about. Linked in the video at the end.
Yeah, and if you like the video, please like the video.
Leave feedback in the comments, do the subscribe, hit the bell, share, all that stuff. Let your friends know, join the monkeys, and
monkeys out.
Peace.